word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Coming to you from the studio, and then this is stars, planet Earth. The transition, transition, try the best, try hardest.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to the Best Damn Podcast. I am your host, John Keane. Thank you guys for joining me. And yeah, take two. This is take two. So hopefully everybody can see me and hear me. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Check us out, Spreaker.com/user/Best Damn Podcast. Check out the Best Damn Podcast.tv. Yeah. Hello? Okay. Sorry guys. Can everybody see me and hear me? Alright, hold on. I think we're good to go here. I do apologize. Sorry guys. I'm just having somebody check the stream for me to make sure it went through. So thank you guys for joining me. Please hit the like, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and share this link. Share it, get it out there. That way, new people can find us and new people can see us. Also, consider donating, supporting to the channel. PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, and Facebook Messenger Pay. And I will be checking out the chat tonight, hopefully getting it active. I was not able to promote this video because of the problems I had, but I think I might have gotten them fixed. So hopefully, yeah. Let me know if you can hear me and see me and if everything's good, guys. Looks like we have Becky Inglace, Lou Vegas, Mandy, Old Hillbilly, Paula Ammons, Gabriel Arana, Shelly Philippi, Elsa, James Lowmiller, Sherry Monday over on Facebook Live, Majestic Gift, Brian Harris, a.k.a. Armani, Patty Statler, Biblical Smackdown, Jacques Renew. Yeah, it looks like the technical problems are doing good, I think. All good. Thank you guys. So hopefully if you made it through the first 5 minutes of me fumbling and stumbling around, then you might be in for a treat tonight. And we might have a good one for you. So tonight we're going to be talking about Garavandal, the prophecies, and the warning, the miracle, the sign. This is the 3 secrets of Fatima. We're going to be looking at other famous prophets and seers and just cool prophecies about the last days and the end times and the specific times pertaining to, days of darkness and all of this stuff. This is a video, to me, I think it's kind of a newish territory, even though I cover so many different things when it comes to prophetical text and, scripture and all of that. This is one that has always kind of intrigued me, the secrets of Fatima, because of the nature of secrecy surrounding these particular secrets, right? A lot of people have the belief that there's been partial releases of the third secret, that the third secret's not what we have been told, that, none of these things have been what we've been told when it comes to the Vatican and the Catholic Church. Imagine that, right? It's not like they're a bunch of, Satanist or anything. But here we go. The Three Secrets of Fatima. They are a series of apocalyptic visions and prophecies which were purportedly given to three young Portuguese shepherds, Lucia Santos and her cousins Jacinta and Francisco Marto, by Marian apparition. Starting on the 13th of May, 1917, the three children claimed to have been visited by the Virgin Mary 6 times between May and October 1917. The apparition is now popularly known as Our Lady of Fatima. According to Lucia, around noon on the 13th of July 1917, Virgin Mary entrusted the children with 3 secrets. 2 of the secrets were revealed in 1941 in a document written by Lucia. The request of Jose Alves Correa de Silva, Bishop of Lira, to assist with the publication of a new edition of a book on Jacinta. When asked by the bishop in 1943 to reveal the 3rd secret, Lucia struggled for a short period, being, quote, not yet convinced that God had clearly authorized her to act. However, in October of 1943, the bishop ordered her to put it in writing. Lucia then wrote the secret down and sealed it in an envelope not to be opened until 1960, when it will appear clearer. The text of the 3rd secret was officially released by Pope John Paul II in 2000, although some claim that it was not the entire secret revealed by Lucia, despite repeated assertions from the Vatican to the contrary. According to various Catholic interpretations, the 3 secrets involve hell, World War I, II, and the 20th century persecution of Christians. And that's what we're going to be looking at, is these 3 secrets of Fatima and so much more tonight. It's going to be actually really cool, and I guess I'm going to leave it up to you to decide. Is the 3rd secret been released? You know, is this just one of those ongoing attempts where they use prophecy to try to get us to manifest terrible fucking things into our lives? Is this one of those, gimped up attempts where they try to get you to be loyal to an institution and a church, claiming to represent God because they just want your money and your soul? Is this one of those, scenarios where they use these things to pump fear into the mind and the consciousness of the collective because it's easier to control us that way? Or is this something that's real, true, and inspired by the Holy Spirit, something that will come to pass, something that is a warning to protect us from a possible future or a possible outcome? Use your spiritual discernment and your critical thinking, because tonight we're going to find out. We're going to find out. And let me make sure I'm checking the chat here. You woke us up, cutting out, John. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm serious. I might just buffering. Yeah, I'm trying so hard to put a video out for you guys. I know I've been I haven't been making videos here recently. There's very good reasons for why I haven't. I've just been, doing my own thing and enjoying my life, and that's why. And I feel like it's not been time to do any videos because I haven't been inspired to do anything. That's only, that's the only time I like to work, is when I'm driven and inspired to do so. But I've seen all your guys' messages and texts and emails, and everybody saying, "Hey, man, where you been? Are you okay?" And so I really wanted to give you one tonight. So I'm very sorry that the technical difficulties and all of that. I would definitely apologize. So let's get into this. And this is, more prophecies here. The prophecies of Our Lady of Garabandal, Spain, We emphasize that the apparitions have neither been approved nor disapproved by the church. The prophecies are fairly specific, at least as far as the warning and the miracle are concerned. In talking with the villagers, most notably Serafin and Paquita Gonzalez, now deceased, the older brother of the visionary Conchita, was witness to many of the events that took place in Garabandal, and is shown in this photo to the left of the wife Paquita is from the right. Here's what they had to say. First would come a worldwide warning. Now, this is also, and if you guys want to check this out, and hopefully we can get some stability with the stream here. You're good, don't stress. Well, thank you. It's fine, just a little off. What part's off, guys? If you can let me know, is it like holding your breath? It's not too bad though. Okay, thank you. It'll probably stable out. No one's mad? You're happy for me? Well, thank you. I'm happy too. So, an illumination of conscience that would allow everyone over the age of reason to see themselves as God sees them. Now, and I want to point this out here. And let me pull this up too before I jump into it here. Where is it at? I got the screen. Bam. Garabandal apparitions. Now, the Garabandal apparitions are apparitions of Saint Michael, the Archangel, and the Blessed Virgin Mary that are claimed to have occurred from 1961 to 1965 to 4 young schoolgirls in a rural village of San Sebastian de Garabandal in the Peña Sangra mountain range, the autonomous community of Cantabria in northern Spain. The Virgin Mary's in this series of claimed visitations is often referred to as Our Lady of Mount Carmel of Garabandal, because her appearances and dress look like portrayals of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The bishops of Santander have yet to identify anything to indicate an occurrence of supernatural nature. So as you guys can see here, we've got quite a bit of these prophecies pertaining to the Virgin Mary and promises of things to come, promises of signs to let us know that we are in the end times or the return of Jesus, right? And I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm not telling you that Jesus is going to return or he isn't going to return. I'm just telling you what the religions say here. So it's up to you to decide what you believe. The events of Garabandal began on June the 18th, 1961, when 4 girls, 11 and 12 years old, Mary Loli Mazon and Jacinta Gonzalez, and Mary Cruz Gonzalez, and Maria Conchita Concepcion Gonzalez, said that they saw an angel. The angel made another appearance on June 25th, and the story quickly spread throughout the village. They subsequently reported seeing the Blessed Virgin, and these claims continued for a number of years. Now, according to visionaries, the purpose of the visitations was a call for a conversion of heart. The visionaries reported receiving 2 messages, one directly from the Blessed Virgin Mary and the other from the Virgin Mary by way of Saint Michael the Archangel. Now, the first revealed on October 1861, it states, "We must make many sacrifices, perform much penance, and visit the Blessed Sacrament frequently. But first, we must lead good lives, and if we do not, a chastisement will befall us. The cup is already filling up, and if we do not change, a very great chastisement will come upon us." The June 18th, 1965 apparition in which Conchita heard the second message was televised by Spanish television. Only Conchita Gonzalez, regarded by the most devotees of Garabandal as the principal visionary, reported receiving the second message. And as my message of the 18th of October has not been complied with, and as it has not been made known to the world, I am telling you that this is the last one. Previously, the cup was filling. Now, it's brimming over. Many cardinals, bishops, and priests are following the road to perdition, and with them they are taking many more souls. Ever less importance is being given to the Holy Eucharist, and we should turn the wrath of God away from us by our own efforts. If you ask His forgiveness with a sincere heart, He will pardon you. I, your mother, through the intercession of Saint Michael the Archangel, wish to tell you that you should make amends. You are now being given the last warnings. I love you very much, and I do not want your condemnation. Ask us sincerely, and we shall grant your plea. Reflect on the passion of Jesus. The second message caused particular controversy when it was revealed that Conchita had actually written many cardinals, many bishops, and many priests are following the road to perdition. She was asked many times to verify this information, and the young woman stated many times that Mary stressed the importance of the priesthood and focused attention on priests above others. And, there is basically a teacher is held 10 times more accountable than someone else in the eyes of God, and I believe that's why they're pointing to the priesthood or whatever being something that's they needed to be addressed more. And notice how they asked her to change what she was saying because they didn't like the fact that she was saying many priests, many bishops, many cardinals, pointing out how they were on some evil shit. And look at what state it's in now. A lot of people believe there was a coup d'etat that happened when Pope Francis took over. That's what happened, was they overthrew the Vatican officially and finally, through by the Jesuits and through different Masonic orders. Now, besides the two messages, the visionaries forecast a warning, a miracle, and a punishment if people do not correct their ways. The warning is described as a momentary stopping of time around the world, like the day the earth stood still, right? With all people then seeing the spiritual condition of their souls and how they should amend their ways. Within a year of the warning, a miracle will take place. The miracle will leave a permanent sign in Garabandal, which can be seen and photographed but not touched. The miracle will occur between March and May. The punishment or the chastisement is conditional upon how humankind reacts to the preceding warning and miracle. And if you think about it, something that can be seen and touched, or can be seen and photographed but not touched, to me that's like a disaster or something, right? Like an earthquake or something of that nature. And think about Nostradamus and some of his predictions, speaking about earthquakes in May. Are they referring to something similar? Is this, where this will happen? Will it affect way more than just this one place? But this one place is, where the focus is because of all the attention that was given to these girls. Now, the warning in the miracle is saying that the chastisement is conditional upon how humankind reacts to the preceding warning and miracle. Now, think about this, too, for a second. Besides the two messages, it says, the warning is described as a momentary stopping of time around the world. Have we already experienced that? This momentary stopping of time? And by that, there's a couple of things that could be the possibilities for something, akin to that. One, many people believe that in 2012, December 21st, 2012, that's what happened. That they fired up the Large Hadron Collider, and there was a split in dimensional reality, and that our old world ended, our old timeline ended, and that's why time has sped up, and that's the changing of the days. And I mean, that's a deep rabbit hole to go into, but it's just one thought to put out there. The other is think about the coronavirus, conquering and to conquer, stopping of time. The economy stopped. The world stopped moving. And I can tell you for a fact that as a result of that, I see more people come to the truth during that period of time than I probably have in the entire time that I've been doing this. 2020 was probably the biggest year I've ever had as far as this work goes, because of what I just said. People got a chance to sit at home and they were reflecting on their lives, and they were reminded that tomorrow's not guaranteed. They were reminded that tomorrow's not guaranteed, and it set a lot of people straight, is what it did, I think. In a lot of ways, it scared a lot of people, and they started clinging to their lives, and wearing masks and, doing it all out of fear. But there was another group of people that's what they needed. It was a confirmation that shit was off. Something was wrong. Things weren't right. Times were changing. They recognized that season. The spirit came alive in them. And, they got to see themselves and everyone around them and try to correct that and make changes and pursue truth. Now, in addition to these predicted events, devotees believe a small miracle took place in the early morning hours of July 19th, 1961, which is a photo reproduced in all books and websites of Garabandal, and it's said to be taken from a film in which a Holy Communion wafer materialized in Conchita's open mouth. Come on, man. Anyways, right, so one of those fucking, one of those Holy Communion wafers materialized in her mouth. Sorry if you're Catholic, but that's funny. I don't know if that happened, but supposedly put there by an angel. The angel's like, "Would you like a tasteless cookie, little girl?" Yes, please. This is a sign from God. Okay. Anyways, supposedly there was an angel, and the girls often claimed that an angel gave the communion and were frequently seen going through the motions of receiving the Eucharist. In January 1966, Conchita was called to the Vatican for an interview with Cardinal Ottaviani, the pro-prefect of the Congregation for the Sacred Doctrine of the Faith. In February 1968, Conchita again went to Rome to meet with Cardinal Francis Sepper. Now, the position of the Catholic Church, past practice regarding approved apparitions indicates that in the absence of a clear supernatural proof, neither the local bishop nor Rome is likely to approve an apparition. Authorities maintain a conservative attitude towards apparitions in accordance with usual procedure concerning claimed visitations. The Bishop of Santander has primary jurisdiction, and 4 successive bishops of Santander have viewed the supernatural character of Garabandal as unfounded. So they're saying, And it could have something to do with the fact that they said that they were corrupt, right? And on July 8th, 1965, Bishop Eugenio Belcha of Santander wrote, "We point out, however, that we have not found anything deserving of ecclesiastical censorship or condemnation either in the doctrine or in the spiritual recommendations that have been publicized as having been addressed to the faithful. For these contain an exhortation to prayer and sacrifice, to Eucharistic devotion, the veneration of Our Lady in traditional praiseworthy ways, and to holy fear of God offended by our sins. They simply repeat the common doctrine of the Church in these matters." How about that? They said, "Oh man, they're just repeating what we already say, They're just repeating us. There's no need to chastise or correct anyone." So, in 1967, Bishop Vicente Pucho Montis of Santander issued an official note declaring there was no apparition either of the Blessed Virgin or St. Michael, the Archangel, of any other celestial personage. There was no message, and all the phenomena which occurred has a natural explanation. Now, despite claims from Garabandal devotees that jurisdiction lies with the Holy See, on May 10, 1969, the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith issued a declaration giving full support to Bishop Montis, saying he acted correctly in this matter and in full accord with his authority. Now, regarding the alleged Marian apparitions at Garabandal, Bishop Jose Villaplana stated, "All of the bishops of the diocese from 61 through 70 asserted that the supernatural character of the said apparitions that took place around that time could not be confirmed, And he further expressed the opinion that he did not find it necessary to reiterate this in a new declaration and give undue publicity to something which happened so long ago. Wow. So he's like, I'm not even going to give any publicity to this. We're not giving this attention whatsoever. And let me make sure everything's good here. Thank you. Alright. You guys just let me know if you can hear me and see me. I'm sorry to keep repeating that, but I just need to make sure here. Now let's get into some of this. Too bad they didn't make. Okay. I don't know what you guys think about all of this. If you think any of it is important. But the Holy See has always held the conclusions and dispositions of the Bishop of Santander were sufficiently secure guidelines for the Christian people and indications that the bishop to order to dissuade people from participating in pilgrimages and other acts of devotion that are based on claims connected with or founded on the presumed apparitions and messages of Garabandal, in order to reply to certain doubts that you expressed in your letter with the Sacred Congregation, wishes to assert that the Holy See has never approved even directly the Garabandal movement, and that it has never encouraged or blessed Garabandal promoters or centers. Rather, the Holy See deplores the fact certain persons and institutions persist in formatting the movement in obvious contradiction with the dispositions of the ecclesiastical authority, and thus disseminate confusion amongst the people, especially among the simple and defenseless. What? So, basically the official position on this particular, warning was that the church wasn't into it, right? Because they said that they were corrupt and that they needed to be corrected, these priests and bishops and all this. They're like, no. Matter of fact, they took it, a couple of steps further. They said, we're not even going to give publicity to this. We've put out, different statements shooting this shit down, saying how it's unfounded and it's, bullshit, to the point, because it has gained so much traction. This is, one of the more famous prophecies and apparitions in the history of modern day, religion. So, because it gained so much traction, they come out to basically, degrade and put down anybody that was believing in this, and trying to make you seem as if you're some unholy hellion for fucking believing that this could possibly be true. So let's take a look at some of these warnings. The prophecies of Our Lady of Garabandal, Spain. Now, first would come the worldwide warning, the illumination of conscience that would allow everyone over the age of reason to see themselves as God sees them. Now, this would apply to all people everywhere. It would be as if the earth stood still for a few moments, even planes in the sky. It will be very short-lived, as will no doubt be a very intense experience for everyone. No one will necessarily die from it, but everyone will experience it. Which, that reminds me, here, let me show this. You don't think that something like that's possible? Check this out. Bird. Right here, check this out.
Are you a podcaster? You should check out Riverside FM. It's your new online recording studio.
Okay, come on, dude.
A couple of
Bird freezes in midair.
days ago, I stumbled upon a very strange story about people in Colombia seeing a bird frozen in midair. And when I saw the footage, I thought to myself that this must be from some sort of horror or sci-fi movie that they're making down there. But after I read the article and heard some of the theories, I was shocked. So I did some research and I uncovered other cases. And I knew I just had to cover this because it's just...
Check that out. Bird freezing in the fucking air right there. If you guys have seen the... Let's see if we can find the real video. I think it's here. Yep. Right here.
Wow,
Check
all these
this
birds
out.
built in this 5G tower.
No, this isn't the one I want. Let's see if we can find it, guys. That's a different one down here. This has happened more than once, by the way. Birds right here. Bird freezing in the air.
Ella pues como que a una paloma y suspendida en el aire,
Boom.
Pues lo dejan
So remember, the first thing was a warning of everything stopping. The whole world standing still. Look at that. This fucking bird is frozen mid-air. Yes, I know it's next to a 5G tower, and that's probably got something to do with it. Right? But my point is that this is possible. Right? That this can happen because it has happened. Look at that. This is so wild.
Ella pues como que a una paloma y suspendida en el aire, weón.
Wow. Let me show one more time here.
Ella pues como que a una paloma y suspendida en el aire, weón.
Look at that.
Pues lo dejan
This isn't a trick of the camera. You guys may remember when this first happened. You know, I showed a video. Look at everybody just standing there looking up at the sky like, what the fuck?
Suspendida en el aire.
Yeah, craziness. Craziness. Birds freezing in the fucking air. Okay. Not everyone will experience it. It says, this is an opportunity given to people to amend their ways and is a purification to prepare the world for the miracle that will follow. Only one of the seers, Maria Lilly, knew the exact date of the warning, but she died in 2009. As far as we know, she did not reveal it to anyone. Then, within the next 12 months, will come the miracle. In October of 61, Our Lady promised first to Conchita and then later to the rest of the girls a great miracle. Conchita says that this will occur on a Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and it will last 15 minutes. However, a visible sign will remain in the pines until the end of time. The sick present will be healed, sinners will convert, and non-believers will see. Conchita knows the date of the miracles and will announce it 8 days beforehand. Conchita said the miracle will coincide with, but not be connected to, a rare event in the church, such as the proclamation of a dogma. Conchita has said that this event has never before happened in her lifetime. The miracle will occur on the feast of a little-known martyr of the Eucharist, according to what the villagers have said. Others say it's on the feast of a saint related to the Eucharist, so we are not sure what the correct version might be. Some reports said that a young martyr of the Eucharist. Our research has never found anyone who can substantiate that, so we assume that the age of the martyr was not revealed. Now, Conchita knows the date of the miracle, but that is not for public knowledge. She will announce the miracle 8 days in advance. Conchita immigrated to the U.S., where she got married and lives in New York City. She is a mother of 4 children. The miracle will be a permanent sign left in the pines, a small stand of trees overlooking the village as shown in the photo. The sign will be able to be seen by the Pope, and wherever he might be, it will be permanent and be proof that God does exist. Now, check this shit out. When they mention the pines, you know what comes to mind for me? This. Lone Pines. Back to the Future. You guys may or may not be familiar with this particular conspiracy theory of the Lone Pines Mall in Back to the Future. There's many times in these movies where it's pointing to 9/11. Pointing to 9/11. And the Lone Pines, it becomes the Lone Pines after the Twin Pines. And the flames on the ground make 9/11. Let's see if I can find one to show you what I'm talking about. And remember, 9/11 would be a day that the earth stood still too, wouldn't it? Right? When that happened, I think everybody, kind of froze on what they were doing, man. That's Easter egg. Let me see if I can find the video I'm looking for. Here we go. Yeah, Twin Pines Mall becomes Lone Pine Mall in Back to the Future. And like on the clock, it's got, all of this, right? It's got the 9/11 references, the whole fucking thing. This is a wild one. I don't know if you guys know about this. Let's see if we can find it. Probably not going to be on YouTube anymore. They've probably taken the shit down. Let's see.
It's the day after Back to the Future Day. So in the last 48 hours,
No, that ain't it. Here we go. Twin Pines and Lone Pines.
You're ready to start your own business, to turn that passion into a paycheck.
This one too, notices like a terrorist and shit that's shooting at him. And in the flames too. It rolls out saying 9/11 on the clock. It's got it and everything. This isn't a very good one here. Sorry guys. I'm just trying to show you something. Busted. So it goes from Twin Pines Mall to Lone Pines Mall. So that's my point, basically, is that they're talking about this and they're saying, look, this will be in the Pines, right? The Miracle will be a permanent sign left in the Pines. Permanent sign left in the Pines, and this is like a known conspiracy theory that talks about the Pines being referred to as the Twin Towers, right? From Twin Pines Mall to Lone Pines Mall. It all has the characteristics of 9/11 and all of that. It burns out in the flames. In one of the other Back to the Future movies, it says 9/11 in the fire. Let me see if I can get that one. Fucking Jesus, man. YouTube is getting so goddamn ridiculous with their censorship. Come on. The fuck, man? Where is the goddamn video, guys? Yeah, Back to the Future. Here we go.
You see,
now it's the Lone Pine Mall.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Robert Zemeckis put that movie out on October 23rd, the same day that Marty Goes into the Future.
October 21st?
October 21st, that's the day that other movie came out.
I love old views of the Twin Towers at night. I don't know why. It looks so wavy.
It was crazy. I'm trying to find the 9/11 in the road.
Yeah, see?
That's nuts. But you know what's funny about Back to the Future when I think about it? It's like, everyone's like, oh yeah, and like 2020 is going to be flying cars and stuff like that. It's like, no, it's not. That's why when everyone tells me technology...
Okay, here go to read the lines in the road. See the lines? And then... There's a 9 on the far left.
9/11, and you see in the other image, see the towers upside down, and right there, the towers right there, and we know how they put the secret fucking messages and subliminal messages into movies and shit. These occult shit that goes on. So I just wanted to point that out. If you guys want to check that out, you're more than welcome to look into that. But I think that's pretty interesting that they say that the sign will be left in the pines, and then you got this whole thing with Back to the Future, and that the pines are actually referring to the Twin Towers. And on 9/11, the whole world did stand still for real, right? So that would actually be the warning. And that was the beginning of the 9/11 ritual that we all know today, right? That's actually representation of see if I can switch my screen and show you what I'm looking at. We'll go to Revelations 9/11. Revelations 9 and 11. Now let me show you guys. Boom. Here we go. Now, right here, Revelations 9:11. And those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads, right? It's the mark of the beast. So 9/11, where it all began, that's your fucking Patriot Act, that's your, war on terror, that's all of that began there. The police state that you live in now, the destruction of the Constitution, the fall of Babylon, it all began then, right? With Skull and Bones, Yale, bitch-ass Bush, right? Who knocked down the towers. We all know about Building 7 and all that shit, right? I can't really talk about it because it's against the community guidelines because we live in a socialist, kind of Marxist, Nazi fucking nation now. But nonetheless, these predictions, these prophecies from so fucking long ago, right? Talking about these warnings, these chastisements, these miracles that will come. And nobody, I don't think, has really kind of put two and two together that they might have been talking about some things that, the church don't know shit about, right? The church is not a very reliable source, guys. Let's just be honest with it, they're corrupt to the fucking bone. They're so corrupt that when they got these warnings, because it said that the church was corrupt, they clearly tried to demonize these prophecies because they didn't want to appear like the dirty, sadistic snake bastards they are. So here we go. There will be a permanent sign left in the pines, a small stand of trees overlooking the village shown in the photo. Right? The sign will be able to be seen by the Pope wherever he might be, and it will be permanent, and it will be proof that God does exist. The sign will be permanent proof permanent. Where's that here? Because now the towers look like a giant fucking syringe. A giant needle. Why is that? Because that 9/11 prophecy was about the mark of the beast. Right? The mark of the beast. That's what it was about. And hopefully you guys can see that. Say that's in my Pinterest here. But right there. So it's turned into a big ass needle, right? It's a sign. Leapt in the pines. Went from twin pines to lone pines. Be seen by everyone. Make the world stop. And look at it. It's representing the 9/11 ritual, which is the mark of the beast. And we know how it's taking place right now, don't we? Because it's playing out right in front of our face. The sign will be able to be seen by the Pope wherever he might be. It will be permanent. It will be proof that God does exist. It's proof that God does exist. Why? Because they're just trying to destroy the place of God inside of us. Now, concerning the date of the miracle, Conchita was given permission by Our Lady to announce the exact date of the miracle 8 days in advance. 8 is the achievement or attainment of a goal in numerology. 8 is the Vesica Pisces. 8 is the Ouroboros. And 8 was one of the numbers that were connected with Trump as well. 88, right? A very occultic number. Now, on the date of the miracle, the visionaries are quite specific. It will occur on a Thursday between the 7th and the 17th. Of the month, but not to include either of these days in either March, April, or May. Excuse me. So 7, remember, Trump was represented by the number 7. 7 trumpets, 7 seals. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Solar cycle 25, 2 plus 5 is 7. Remember, we have covered the fuck out of the number 7 under Trump and Pence, the trumpets, right? It'll take a place on the 7th or 17th. 17 representing the letter Q in the alphabet, which would also connect to that. And remember, Trump played the role of the character Cyrus, right? The outsider who became the king of Babylon, basically turning on God's chosen people, building the third temple, which was the abomination that causes desolation, which is the sign in the pines of the 9/11 ritual that's, actually taking place, which was the implementation of the mark of the beast, and all of this very strange similarities. Now, it says it won't include, but either March, April, or May. And it was what? March 11th at 3:33 p.m. that he declared the national emergency. Just saying. Little strange, right? Little strange. Now after this, if people still do not repent, will come the chastisement. Now remember, I think it was March 11th at 3:33, the national emergency was declared by Trump. And this is something that would happen in March. It says, you must remember, however, that these were simple children at a time before cell phones and satellite TV, who had never been out of the village and had almost no contact with anyone beyond their little hamlet. Now, moving forward, about Eravandle. In the century of many reported apparitions of Blessed Virgin Mary comes one that's still controversial and important and worthy of belief. The tiny hamlet of about 300 people, very primitive in the Cantabrian Mountains of northern Spain, was the site reported for the young apparition. Now, the amazing testimony has been told firsthand by the villagers. And let's see if we can find some of this testimony. Okay, here we go. Now, finally, on July 1st, the angel spoke up for the first time, announcing that he had come to tell them on the following day the Blessed Virgin Mary would appear to them as Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The next day, July 2nd, Our Lady did indeed appear as Our Lady of Mount Carmel, holding the infant Jesus with 2 angels at her side. Interestingly, at that time, this was the day of the Feast of the Visitation until it was later changed to the 31st of May and the reform of the Calendarium Romanum of February 14, 1969. Now, this is weird, right? It appeared interestingly as holding the infant Jesus. Check this out. This is pretty wild. iPet Goat 2. This is one of the things that they show as well, right? It's actually right there on the screen. Right there on the screen. There it is. There's the scene. Let's see if we can bring it to you. Right. Where is that? Right here. Boom. See that? Showing that's symbolic of Mary holding Jesus, and notice in her hand is the nuclear bomb, right, from iPet Goat 2, right, which talks about basically the same, same stuff, right? This is very similar stuff. And I know it seems like it's seemingly unconnected in some ways, but I find it interesting that these things that were told then continue to appear even in modern day. Now, Our Lady foretold 3 momentous events that would occur: the worldwide warning to be seen and felt by all, the illumination of conscience, miraculous sign to be left at the pines within 12 months of the warning, and the final chastisement if mankind does not repent. And what would that final chastisement be? Is at the mark of the beast. And bear in mind the alleged apparitions remain under investigation. Now, from the earliest times, God has used prophecy to authenticate the message he gives to people through human beings. The unfailing characteristic of God's prophecies is that they come true. It is by this that the credibility of the visionary that has validity of the message is established. Garabandal has an extraordinary allotment of prophecy, extraordinary not so much in quantity as in kind, except for the chastisement, which is conditional and must come to pass before the Garabandal event can be considered in its entirety. Accordingly, through the apparitions are over, there have been none since 65. We speak of Garabandal as unfinished or awaiting fulfillment. The very next thing we await of Garabandal event moves towards fulfillment is the prophesied warning. I believe that the warning will be the most powerful event in the history of the world since the resurrection. We have many details regarding the warning. Unfortunately, these details are often confused with others Our Lady provided regarding the prophesied miracle and chastisement. The sequence of these events is also not fixed accurately in the minds of many people. Since the sequence and the nature of all 3 of the major prophecies are important to our understanding of the warning, we should briefly review them. Dates. We do not know the date of the warning. From the time she learned of it, the visionary Conchita has spoken of the warning as imminent, expected every day. Though she herself does not know the date, Conchita alone knows the date of the miracle. Our Lady permitted her to say only that it will come sometime after the warning. Conchita will announce the date of the miracle 8 days prior to its concurrence. The chastisement. It comes and it will follow the miracle. How long after is not known. Nature. The warning will be seen and felt by everyone in the world, and no matter where they may be, at exactly the same time, it will be a terrible experience. The miracle will take place in Garabandal and Pine Grove and be visible to all who are in the village surrounding the mountains. In Conchita's words, the miracle will be very great because the world needs are very great. It will be a miracle of the love of God, something that will manifest his love to us in an outstanding way. The chastisement, it comes, it will be a worldwide, incomparably horrible. The warning, the miracle, and the chastisement will be clearly understood by all people to be from God, that is, not explained by natural causes. Now, let's take a look here at some of this. And this is literally the story of Garavando and the summary of events. Now, this is the miracle before they died. Oh shit. See here, during the dialogue between the young girls, they were asked for proof for what they had done in the afternoon ecstasy, and becoming almost desperate said, "But we did not give any proof whatsoever, and the people don't believe." Then, as the ecstasy continued, something new and absolutely unique occurred. Was suddenly overcome by deep emotion, and we heard him say 4 times movingly in a high-pitched voice, "Milagro." And he took a very grave, in fact, so serious and moved that Pepe Diaz, an important witness, told Francis Turner that at one point his face looked like a huge tear. So I guess people were moved to emotion because there was no proof. They were trying to maybe manifest this proof or make the proof, who fucking knows. The Fatima prophecies. If you recall, hold on. And this is Our Lady of Fatima here. Our Lady of Fatima, the Roman Catholic title of the Blessed Virgin Mary, based on the famed Marian apparitions reported in 1917 by 3 shepherd children as Cova de Iria in Fatima, Portugal. The 3 children were Lucia Santos and her cousins Jacinta and Francisca Marto. In 1917, the children reported an apparition of an angel and the Virgin Mary. The children reported a prophecy and a prayer that would lead to the end of World War I, and a prophecy and a miracle that would occur near October 13th of that year. Many pilgrims began visiting the area in response to the prophecies, and the events of October 13th became known as the Miracle of the Sun, seen over the area of 600 square miles. On May 13th, 1946, Pope Pius granted a canonical coronation to the venerated image enshrined at the chapel of the apparition of Fatima via his apostolic legate, Cardinal Benedetto Alonso Macea. On the 11th of November 1954, the same pontiff later raised the sanctuary of Fatima to the status of minor basilica by his papal brief, Lucha Superna. The reported apparitions of Fatima were officially declared worthy of belief by the Catholic Church, which commemorates the event on the same date. So as you can see here, Garavando was, deemed to not be something, and Fatima was. Now, the published memoirs of Lucia Santos in the 30s revealed 2 secrets that she claimed came from the Virgin, while the 3rd secret was to be revealed by the Catholic Church in 1960. The controversial events of Fatima gained fame due partly to the elements of the secrets, prophecy, and eschatological revelations allegedly related to the Second World War and possibly more global wars in the future. Particularly the Virgin alleged request for the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Now, Lucia Jacinta and Francisco took their flock of sheep to a natural hollow in the ground known as Cova de Iria to graze just outside the town of Fatima in Portugal. Now, while the sheep were grazing, the children began to play, and suddenly there was a flash of lightning. The children looked up, bewildered, into the sky. The day was quiet, pleasant, and there was no sign of a storm. They started to gather the sheep, thinking a storm was brewing in the distance, when there was a second flash that caused total concern. A few meters away stood a lady of dazzling light. Their eyes were unable to comprehend the lady's brilliance and beauty. The scent of roses permeated the air. "Where are you from?" Lucy managed to ask. "I am from heaven." "What do you want of us?" asked Lucha. "I came to ask you to come here on the 13th day for 6 months at the same time, and then I will return here a 7th time." Now, the numerology is off the charts here, right? The 13th day for 6 months, then I will come on the 7th, right? 13, very obviously, that's the original date of the Passover. That's an unlucky number. That's why it's not on elevators or anything, right? And then 6 times. The 6, God, Satan, then, the number of man, and 7 representing judgment. Now, after several other messages, Mary asked finally for them to recite the rosary daily before she rose in a cloud of light and glided away into the eastern sky. Now, Lucha warned her cousin to say nothing of what they had seen out of fear of disbelief, but Jacinta was too excited. Predictably, Jacinta told her parents about the apparition, and there was a general reaction of disbelief. Lucha's mother was convinced that her child was lying and punished her continually when she refused to deny her story. But the vision of Mary and her series of prophecies remained apparent to the 3 children, and at first, Lucha, Francisco, and Jacinta had great difficulty trying to share what they had seen because the government of Portugal was heavily opposed to religion at that time. And Francisco and Jacinta died in an influenza pandemic within 3 years of 1917 Dance of the Sun. Now, this is one of those early 1900 things. You guys remember the early 1900s, late 1890s, we see massive changes on the Earth. And to me, this is probably the last time the destroyer got in close proximity to the Earth, but not quite passing, right? And we had things like Tunguska, World War I, right? The Red Wave. I mean, just a million different events. Spanish flu, right? All these different things that took place in the early 1900s, late 1890s. Now, and then there's even pictures of World War I, but possibly World War II, where you can see Planet X in the sky. Very small, but a dark, the dark star. And they say that that's what Hitler used to guide him into war, right? Like when he seen that planet, he knew that the stars were aligned for him to win. So that's why he would decide to fight. Which, if he is what many conspiracy theorists have presented over the years, Walt Disney, then who knows, right? It's all an act. It's all a show. I don't know if you guys ever heard that, but Adolf Hitler being Walt Disney. Now, we'll have to do something on that. Now, Lucha went on to become a nun. She told the church of the details of the Fatima prophecies, in the first parts of which common public knowledge for many years. A short time later, another vision appeared. Witness reports, "I looked at the sun, and I saw it spinning like a disc, rolling on itself, and I saw people changing color. They were stained with the colors of the rainbow. They seemed to fall down from the sky. The people said that the world was going to end. They were afraid and screaming. Suddenly, the rain stopped and a great splendor appeared, and the children cried, 'Look at the sun.' I saw the sun coming down, feeling that it was falling to the ground, and at that moment, I collapsed. I looked and saw that the people were in various colors, yellow, white, blue. At the same time, I beheld the sun spinning at a great speed and very near me. I at once thought, I am going to die. I bet you did. And before the astonished eyes of the crowd, whose aspect was biblical, as they stood bareheaded, pale with fright, eagerly searching the sky, the sun trembled, made sudden, incredible movements outside of cosmic laws, and the sun danced according to the typical expression of the people. Standing at the step of Torres Novas, but was an old man who appearance in face and figure reminded one of Paul Derelide, With his face turned towards the sun, he recited the creed in a loud voice. Afterwards, I saw him going up to those around him who had still had their hats on and vehemently imploring them to uncover their heads before such an extraordinary demonstration of the existence of God. Identical scenes were repeated elsewhere. In one place, a woman cried out in a gasp of surprise, "How dreadful that there are some men who do not even bare their heads before such a stupendous miracle." People then began to ask each other what they had seen. The great majority admitted to having seen the trembling and the dancing of the sun. Others affirmed that they saw the face of the Blessed Virgin, while others swore that the sun was whirled in on itself to the earth and to burn it with its rays. Some said they saw it change colors successively. Now think about this. Like I said, this was one of those times that are very suspect. And I don't know if I can find the image or not. See if we can find it here. I doubt we'll be able to, but... see if we can find the image. No, of course not. No. I don't know the name of the exact photo, so bear with me here. No. Okay. Before his son shouted to the crowd, whose aspect was biblical, the appearance of the figure, No. Afterwards, I saw him going up and around to those who still had their hats on. It was almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The sky was swept clear of clouds, and the sun followed its course in the usual splendor, so that no one ventured to gaze at it directly. What about the little shepherds? Lucha, who had spoken to Our Lady, was announcing with expressive gestures as she was carried alongside shoulder high by a man and passed from group to group that the war would end and that the soldiers would return. But news like that, however, did nothing to increase the jubilation of those who heard it. The heavenly sign was sufficient for them. It was everything. Intense curiosity prevailed to see the two little girls in their wreaths of roses and to kiss the hands of the little saints, one of whom, Jacinta, seemed nearer to fainting than dancing. They longed to see the sign from heaven they had seen and were satisfied and radiated burning faith. The crowd dispersed rapidly without any difficulty, without any sign of disorder, without any need for policemen to regulate them. Those who were the first to arrive were also the first to depart, running out of the roadway, traveling out on foot with footwear and a bundle on their heads strung up from their staff. They went with hearts overflowing with joy to bring the good news to the hamlet that had not been wholly depopulated for the time being. And what of the priests? Some turned up at the place, mingling more among the curious spectators rather than among the pilgrims avid for heavenly signs and favors. Perhaps neither one of them succeeded in concealing their happiness, which so often transpired in triumphant guise. It only remains that the competent to do justice of the bewildering dance of the sun, which on this day of Fatima caused hosannas to resound from the hearts of all the faithful present, and naturally made a great impression, as people worthy of belief assured me that the free thinkers and others without any religious conviction who had come to this now famous spot located on the poor pasture land high up on the Serra Avelino de Almeida, the sun started to roll from one place to another and change blue, yellow, all colors. There was a sun coming towards the children, and everyone was crying out. Some started to confess their sins because there was no priest around there. My mother grabbed me to her and started to cry, saying, "It is the end of the world." And then we see the sun right in the trees. How about that? And that's from a TV interview in 1960. You can see here, the Three Secrets of Fatima consists of a series of visions and prophecies allegedly given by the apparitions of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And the ladies have to entrusted the children with the secrets. Two of the secrets were revealed in 1941. Let's see if we can pull that up. Hold on. Okay. Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, the Message of Fatima. As the second millennium gives way to the third, Pope John Paul II decided to publish the text of the third part. The 20th century was one of the most crucial in human history, with its tragic and cruel events culminating in the assassination attempt of Christ on earth. Yeah, fucking right. Christ on earth. And that's one of the problems I've always had with the Pope and, the Vatican and just, the Catholic Church as a whole. They're calling this dude the Vicar of Christ or whatever, like it's Christ. He's in the place of Christ, here on earth, which I think couldn't be further from the fucking truth. Anybody paying attention to, what these people are doing? Yeah, sorry. I'm not buying it. Anyways, you see here, Christ on earth, now a veil is drawn back on a series of events which make history and interpret it in death. In a spiritual perspective, alien to present-day attitudes, often tainted with rationalism. Throughout history, there have been supernatural apparitions and signs which go to the heart of human events, and which, to the surprise of believers and non-believers alike, play their part in the unfolding of history. These manifestations can never contradict the content of faith and must therefore have their focus in the core of Christ's proclamation. The Father's love, which leads men and women to conversion and bestows the grace required to abandon oneself to Him with filial devotion. Now, this too is the message of Fatima, which, with its urgent call to conversion and penance, draws us to the heart of the gospel. Fatima is undoubtedly the most prophetic of modern apparitions. The first and second parts of The Secret, which are here published in sequence so as to complete the documentation, refer especially to the frightening vision of hell, devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the Second World War, and finally the prediction of the immense damage that Russia would do to humanity by abandoning the Christian faith and embracing communist totalitarianism. See, and this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, this is fucking nuts. Russia, during the Red Wave in World War I, when, like I said, it was said that Hitler during World War I or possibly World War II as well, seen the destroyer in the sky. That was, it had a semi-close pass, basically. And there's images of this. I can't find them, but there's, images of this black and white photos where you see this dark little planet in the sky. And people believe that that's, because of Hitler's study of the occult and, witchcraft, that he based his whole war and strategy on the occult. And that's what made him start this, or start the world wars and all of that, made him go to war. And you look at the timeline and what happened in this time to the world, right? Spanish flu, all of these different events that coincide with these cycles of Planet X. But including social upheaval too, right? All the different things that happen socially every time this shit happens too. These are resets. World War I, World War II, World War III. These are depopulation events, and these are global resets. Mostly done intentionally, all by man. Now, I said Russia would do to humanity by abandoning the Christian faith and embracing communist totalitarianism. They didn't embrace communist totalitarianism. They had the same thing happen to them that's happening to the United States right now. Right? They were infiltrated, right? And the last czars was actually murdered, and them and their entire family, due to the infiltration of a group of people that I'm not allowed to say who they are, or else they'd block this video. But this particular group of people that was in their country acted as double agents, right? They gained power and influence, and they sowed instability by creating dissent through the divide and conquer tactics. They created alternative press, and they used the very same tactics that Kermit Roosevelt actually used to overthrow the first Ayatollah of Iran back when the CIA started using psychological warfare tactics. Creating a newspaper and then close pans on, panning in close on the shot to make it look like more people are protesting, paying protesters. The same type of shit happened to Russia, right? And it became this murderous wave, the Red Wave, right? And this was done by a particular group of people called the Bolsheviks, right? And they even went so far as to create Operation Trust, which was an anti-Bolshevik movement, a lot like Trust the Plan, right, that you see taking place now, where they actually acted like they were creating this resistance to the Bolshevik movement, but all they were really doing was getting the dissenters out in the open so they could murder them all and get rid of them. In 1917, no one could have imagined all this. The three Pastorinos of Fatima, See, Listen, and Remember, and Lucha, the surviving witness, commits it all to paper when ordered to do so by the Bishop of Lira and Our Lady's permission. For the account of the first two parts of Crescicrate, which have already been published, and therefore known, we've chosen the text written by Sister Lucha in the third memoir of the 31st of August, 1941. Some annotations were added in the fourth memoir of December 1941, and the third part of The Secret was written by the order of His Excellency, the Bishop of Lira and the Most Holy Mother, on the 3rd of January, 1944. Now, there is only one manuscript, which is here reproduced photostatically to the sealed envelope, was initially in the custody of the Bishop of Lira. To ensure better protection of the secret, the envelope was placed in the secret archives of the Holy Office on the 4th of April, 1957. The Bishop of Lira informed Sister Lucia of this. According to the records of the archives, the commissary of the Holy Office, Father Pierre Paul Philippe, with the agreement of the Cardinal Alfredo Ottaviani, brought the envelope containing the third part of the Secret of Fatima to Pope John, and on the 17th of August 1959, after some hesitation, His Holiness said, "We shall wait, I shall pray, and I shall let you know when I decide." So crazy. We shall wait, and I shall pray, and I'll let you know what I decide. In fact, Pope John decided to return the sealed envelope to the Holy Office and not to reveal the third part of the secret. And the Pope read the contents with the substitute Archbishop Angelo Dell'Acqua on the 27th of March, 65, and returned the envelope to the archives of the Holy Office, deciding not to publish the text. Excuse me. Gosh. So late. I apologize. John Paul II, for his part, asked for the envelope containing the third part of the secret. Following the assassination attempt on the 13th of May, 1981, on the 18th of July, 1981, Cardinal Franjo Yper, the prefect of the congregation, gave 2 envelopes to Archbishop Eduardo Martinez Samalo, substitute of the Secretariat of State, and 1 white envelope containing Sister Lucha's original text in Portuguese. Excuse me. Now, the other orange with the Italian translation of the secret on the following 11th of August, Archbishop Martinez returned 2 envelopes to the archives of the Holy Office. It's well known Pope John Paul II immediately thought of consecrating the world to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and he finds himself composed a prayer for what he called an act of entrustment, which was to be celebrated in the Basilica of St. Mary Major on 7th of June 1981. The solemnity of the Pentecost, a day chosen to commemorate the 1600th anniversary of the First Council of Constantinople and the 1550th anniversary of the Council of Ephesus. Since the Pope was unable to be present, he recorded address was broadcast. The following is a part which refers specifically to the act of entrustment. Now, Mother of all individuals and peoples, you know all their suffering and hopes. In your motherly heart you feel all the struggles between good and evil, between light and darkness that convulse the world, and accept the plea which make in the Holy Spirit directly to your heart, and embrace with the love of the mother, the handmaid of the Lord, those who most await the embrace, and also those who act of entrustment, you too await in a particular way. Take under your motherly protection the whole human family, which with affectionate love we entrust to you. Our Mother, may there be a dawn for everyone, for the time of peace and freedom, the time of truth, of justice, and of hope. In order to respond more fully to the request of Our Lady, the Holy Father decided to make more explicit during the Holy Year of the Redemption the act of entrustment on 17th of May 1981, which had been repeated in Fatima 13th of May 1982. And sorry guys, I'm getting tired here. The act of entrustment was repeated in 1982 on the 25th of March 84 in St. Peter's Square, while recalling the fiat uttered by Mary at the Annunciation. The Holy Father, in spiritual union with the bishops of the world, who had been beforehand entrusted all men and women and all peoples of the Immaculate Heart of Mary in terms which recalled the heartfelt words spoken in 1981. Jesus, guys. Hopefully everybody can hear and see. I do apologize here. Let me see if I can get this rolling. Alright. Grapes make wine. You Augmented Orb Splitter says, I've seen the Crying Fatima statue. Hold on. I've seen the Crying Fatima statue when it went on tour. That's really cool. That's really cool. Let's see if we can see the Crying Fatima statue. I need to take a break from reading for a second before I fall asleep on everybody. Jesus. Okay. Hopefully we can get this. Weird. This is turning into a shit show. In a special way, we entrust and consecrate to you those individuals and nations which particularly need to be thus entrusted and consecrated. We have recourse to your protection, Holy Mother of God. Despise not our petitions and our necessities. The Pope then continued more forcefully and with more specific references, as though commenting on the message of Fatima and its sorrowful fulfillment. Behold, as we stand before you, Mother of Christ, before your Immaculate Heart, we desire together with the whole Church to unite ourselves with the consecration which, for love of us, your Son made of himself to the Father. For their sake, he said, I consecrate myself that they also may be consecrated in the truth. We wish to unite ourselves with our Redeemer in his consecration for the world and for the human race, which in his divine heart has the power to obtain pardon and to secure reparation. The power of this consecration lasts for all time and embraces all individuals, people, and nations. It overcomes every evil that the spirit of darkness is able to awaken and has in fact awakened in our times, in the heart of a man and in history. How deeply we feel the need for the consecration of humanity and the world, our modern world, in union with Christ himself. For the redeeming work of Christ must be shared in by the world through the Church. The present year of redemption shows this, the special jubilee of the whole Church. Above all creatures may you be blessed, you, the handmaid of the Lord, who in the fullest way obeyed the divine call. Hail to you, who are wholly united to the redeeming consecration of your Son. Mother of the Church, enlighten the people of God along the paths of faith, hope, and love. Enlighten especially the peoples whose consecration and entrustment by us you are awaiting. Help us to live in the truth of the consecration of Christ for the entire human family of the modern world. In entrusting to you, O Mother, the world, all individuals and people, we also entrust to you this very consecration of the world, placing it in your motherly heart, Immaculate Heart. Help us to conquer the menace of evil, which so easily takes root in the hearts of people today, and whose immeasurable effects already weigh down upon our modern world and seem to block the path towards the future. From famine and war, deliver us. From nuclear war, from incalculable self-destruction, from every kind of war, deliver us. from sins against the life of man from its very beginning. Deliver us from hatred, from the demeaning of the dignity of the children of God. Deliver us from every kind of injustice in the life of society, both national and international. Deliver us from readiness to trample on the commandments of God. Deliver us and for attempts to stifle in human hearts the very truth of God. Deliver us from the loss of awareness of good and evil. Deliver us from the sins against the Holy Spirit. Deliver us. Accept, O Mother of Christ, this cry laden with the sufferings of all individual human beings, laden with sufferings of whole societies. Help us with the power of the Holy Spirit to conquer all sin, individual sin, and the sin of the world. Sin in all its manifestations. Let there be revealed once more in the history of the world the infinite saving power of the redemption, the power of merciful love, and may it put a stop to evil. May it transform consciences, and may your immaculate heart reveal for the light of hope. Sorry guys, I'm very tired now. Sister Lucha personally confirmed that this solemn and universal act of consecration corresponded to what Our Lady wished. And yes, it has been done, just Our Lady asked on the 25th of March, 84. And hence any further discussion or request it without basis. The documentation presented here, 4 other texts have been added to the manuscripts of Sister Lucha, and the Holy Father's letter of 19th of April 2000 to Sister Lucha, an account of the conversation of the 27th of April 2000 with Sister Lucha, the statement which the Holy Father appointed the Cardinal Angelo Sodano Secretary of State, and the theological commentary by Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, Prefect of the Congregation of the Doctrine of Faith. Lucha had already given an indication for interpreting the third part of the secret in a letter to the Holy Father dated the 12th of May, 1982. Third part of the secret refers to Our Lady's words. If not, Russia will spread her errors throughout the world, causing wars and persecutions of the church. The good will be martyred. The Holy Father will have much to suffer, and various nations will be annihilated. Now think about that. Russia will spread her errors throughout the world. Told you, it was the Bolsheviks that took over Russia and the Red Wave, right? That this was these particular people that came in, created, this revolution, sowed dissent, and destabilized a nation that wasn't in bad shape at all, and did it to then create a totalitarian state that was extremely murderous and militant and put Russian people under oppression and evil and darkness for a long time. Well, that evil and darkness spread. It did spread. Not by Russia as a country, but through Russia, to create the communist overthrows and collapses we see to this very day. That's happening right here, right now in the United States, right? And Trump and Biden and all of that. Same fucking thing. We just haven't experienced all the murder yet. Now, the third part of the secret is symbolic revelation, referring to the part of the message conditioned by whether we accept what the message itself asked of us. If my requests are heeded, Russia will be converted and there will be peace. If not, she will spread her errors throughout the world. And I don't know how you would want to look at this, but Russia could be considered converted, right? They're definitely heavy into Christianity now, or at least on the surface. Since we did not have this appeal of the message, we see that it has been fulfilled. Russia has invaded the world with her errors, and if we have not yet seen complete fulfillment of the final part of this prophecy, we are going towards it, little by little, with great strides. If we do not reject the path of sin, hatred, revenge, injustice, and violations of the rights of the human person, immorality and violence, etc., and let us not say that it is God who is punishing us in this way. On the contrary, it is people themselves who are preparing their own punishment. In His kindness, God warns us and calls us to the right path while respecting the freedom He has given us. Hence, people are responsible. The decision of His Holiness Pope John Paul II to make public the third part of The Secret of Fatima brings an end to a period of history marked by tragic human lust for power and evil, yet pervaded by the merciful love of God and the watchful care of the Mother of Jesus and the Church. And you guys can very much remember in the beginning how it talks about they didn't publish the fucking secret. They gave like pieces of it, and they're trying to declare like they saved the world. No. If any of this is true, the fact that they decided to keep it secret or give you partial, like a piece of this, I think says a lot, because it's saying their intentions. They never wanted to fix anything. They never wanted to help anything according to this prophecy. They probably wanted to bring destruction more than anybody could even think. Interesting subject matter? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, get out of the way. Let the, sorry, I can't really see the chat too much tonight, guys. I am fucking tired, and I'm trying to keep it together to give you guys a decent video here. So I do apologize, man. Let's see some comments here. Interesting subject matter, John. Hugs by Jerry Johnson on Facebook Live. Well, thank you, Jerry. That's cool as hell, man. I appreciate that. CR user. I am half Ukrainian. We are genetically identical to Russians, and Russia is landlocked, and Ukraine is port, ocean access, breadbasket. Okay? Stool percher. Get out of the way and let the enemy destroy itself. When Russia invades Crimea, look out. Go to bed, John. I've still got family there. They say it's global intrusion. Go to bed, John. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Somebody, you're all good, John. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. Well, I promise you this, though, guys. I can tell you this much. First off, get your BDP merch. And you can be a handsome devil like me. I'm a tired devil tonight, but normally, and it is the Planet X system. If you have the Compass app on your phone, blah, 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 that's what I think the third secret of Fatima actually is. It's a pole shift as a result of the Planet X system. But get your BDP merch. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spreadshirt. They .store, the best damn podcast, whatever, right? And you can find that on all of our stuff. Hook yourself up with that. I'm going to be dropping promo codes for that too. I've seen some people have been ordering. Matter of fact, on Patreon, I think it was 8 people got merch on Patreon this month as well. And I've just seen orders for merch through our Spreadshirt, so get yourself hooked up with that. The reason that I've been taking time off, you love the hat. Sweet. Those hoodies do look good. Yeah. John's tired because he's been doing too much shagging. What? How do you know what I'm doing? Well, you know what? I will say this. When it comes to just all of this, I've wanted to get, my shit in order. I've had a lot of things I need to take care of personally, with my health and just everything. Like trying to get my ducks in a row. And yeah, I've had some good changes in my life, and I've got to hang out with some good people and just, you know, enjoying that and enjoying being happy, you know, and just trying to, you know, take a break too. I was getting a little burnt out there, and I was struggling to find new things to talk about, and I don't want to hit you guys with bullshit, you know what I mean? I apologize so much for the technical difficulties, for being late and all of that here recently, but, you know, you know, it is what it is. You know, like I said, it was for a good reason. You know, it's for a really good reason. So, I am back now, though, and we're going to be doing videos earlier. You know, I'm going to go back to the 10:30 time frame, and we're going to be doing them nightly, and, you know, I'm going to really try to bring the heat. So, hopefully, you guys will stick with me there. You deserve that, too. Well, how many ounces is a coffee mugs? I don't know. I just see somebody sent me a picture today. They just got one of the coffee mugs. It looks really fucking cool too. I put up new logos and shit, guys, like on the merch and shit. Like I've got new shirts. I got Planet X ones. I'm gonna order one and show you guys from the next one here. Let me go to the store. Actually, this label that you see here, the warning here, that's one of the new shirts here. So you can check that out here. Let's see if we can find it here. See that? I got the Fall of Babylon shirts with the Statue of Liberty and the Mushroom Cloud. I've got the Mushroom Cloud shirts. Let's see, Babylon Falling. Where's it at? There's one I'm looking for in particular. You guys check them out here. See that? Very cool shit, in my opinion. And then I've got my header, my collages with Jesus and all that. Why is it taking so fucking long to load? Let's see if I can find a new one. This is the one I want. I want the, this is the one I'm ordering next for myself. And, I'm thinking about doing some giveaways for some merch, some of the new merch. You know, people are, yeah, here we go. The Nemesis logo. Here we go. If I can get the fucking image to load. Well, if the image ever loads, guys, you'll actually be able to see the Nemesis logo. I do have it. I'm going to be picking up one of these for myself. So, hopefully you guys check it out too. I don't know why this goddamn logo is not popping up here. That's kind of pissing me off. Jesus, man. There we go. But it's a Nemesis logo you can see here. Best Damn Podcast. And it's got, you know, Planet X with its cracked ass moon. Very cool. On my shirts and on a lot of the new ones I'm making, you can see the back here, they say Best Damn Fam. And I don't know, you guys check it out. It's cool. I lower the prices to as cheap as I can get it, so I don't, you know, I don't bust no heads on this. And if you order on Patreon, what most people don't know this about Patreon is the merch comes out of my pocket, guys. So the fact that, you know, 8 people got merch this month, you know, I took the cut in money to make sure that people get merch, and you get a new merch item every 3 months on Patreon. How fucking cool is that? But you have to at least be a $25 patron in order to do it, because if not, you aren't given, it's not enough money to be able to even pay for the merch. So, yeah, man. You're getting the Statue of Liberty one. They're fucking cool, I'm telling you. The Babylon Falling ones, the Mushroom Cloud, and then the Planet X. And I've got so many more that's coming. My girl was like helping me with designs and stuff and telling me how shitty mine were. And that nobody, and it was true. It's like, okay, so we need to come up with some cooler shit that people want to rock, So, need a bat flying past. And I missed you guys too. So let me just tell you that too. I've missed you guys. And when I seen all your texts and your messages and all of that, just checking up on me, making sure I'm cool. I've been cool. No problems or nothing's wrong or anything. But just taking time for me. And I just want to say thank you, man. You guys are awesome to me. And I appreciate every fucking thing y'all do to me. Yeah, get a lady in on it. Yeah, I did get a lady in on it. She's a sharp one too. So, we were talking about the merch, and she was like, "Dude, the logo fucking sucks." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it does." It's just like nobody wants to put my face on their, on everything, which is cool, because I mean, it is what it is. I like for people to represent, the community, the channel, and the brand, but I want to create more stuff to represent what we're into. And we're into, we talk about World War III, the fall of Babylon, Planet X, and these kind of things. I've got another one too that's got like a serpent wrapping around the moon. I didn't show that, but there's a lot more coming. I'm getting organized now. A lot more. I've got like someone to help me with like secretarial stuff too. So it's gonna be, that's so cute, my girl. Yeah, well, yeah, I know you guys are our family, man. You do ride the good and the bad. That's for sure. So, and that's. I was so fucking tired, man, and didn't even want to make a video today, but I wanted to do something to give you guys something to watch. I'm sorry that I couldn't get the tech shit figured out sooner, but I promise you, we're going to go back to the 10:30 time, and I will be on time from now on. But a lot's changing in my life, so, that's just kind of why, I guess. You know what I mean? That's kind of why. Good changes, positive changes. So, it's all going to benefit, the channel and the community. So, yeah. Serpent around the moon sounds cool. Yeah, it's an actual picture. And you guys have seen like some of the serpents that look like they're swimming through the sky. This is like an up close picture of the one. It's like wrapped around the fucking moon. It's weird. John, what got rap? Rona? I'm just a curious monkey. I'm not sure, brother. I'm not sure. That's what I think. I think I don't want to say, because I don't want to be disrespectful. I have so much respect and admiration for Rap the News and what he did and the mark he made, the impact he had on me. I started at the same time as him, and I remember not liking him when I first started. Because I wasn't there yet. You know what I mean? Like I still had that kind of Christian judgmental mentality, and I didn't agree with like some of the things he said, and I can remember, like how my opinion just changed over the years. I always appreciated what he did with the Planet X stuff, and and then he made the video about, Global Witness being a Luciferian and shit. And I'm like, oh, well, that's my friend, like, don't do that, So, but by the, within a couple of years, I really just appreciated the shit out of him, dude. For real. Yeah, man. So, I think he was an amazing person. And he done so much. And I can only hope that if something ever happened to me, that people would remember me as fondly as they will him. You know, I think a lot of people will remember Rap the News and will think, well, you'll never forget, you know, his voice and shit. Like, you know, just the way he did it, man. It was real. It was awesome. You know, it was awesome. So. Yeah, man. Gnostic Luciferian, by the way. Yeah, you're definitely right there, Rachel. Gnostic Luciferian. Well, I just got a comment like a couple weeks ago, and the person said, John, you need to have Global Witness write you a new script. This shit's getting old. So I'm like, okay. First I was like, fuck you. And then I thought, fuck, they're right. You know, not the script part, but like I needed some creativity to flow in. And you guys know I'm like a stress head when it comes to this stuff. And I'm just trying to not worry about monthly goals and all of that. And really just make videos when I got something new and inspiring, man. Planet Hell, that's right. Planet Hell, yeah. Fucking, he's a legend. He's a legend. So, but like I said, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you do. And I appreciate all the love and your support. Because without you guys, who knows what I'd be doing right now? I'd probably be shoveling shit somewhere or something, you know? Or maybe in jail or something like that. But, you know, you guys have given me hope in people and humanity. I've got to meet the most beautiful people. And you guys are generous and kind to me. And you're what makes all of it happen. All of it. You know, you guys, your donations take care of me. They take care of the channel. And your love and support has really helped me to be comfortable in my own skin and become, you know, the person I want to be, you know, and the person I am. So, any thoughts on Bob Saget passing? You would be a software engineer. Well, thank you. Thank you. Not a shit shoveler, a software engineer. I was a music engineer there for a minute, so I really was into that before all of this. And I like that, so. Oh, well, thank you. As smart as you are, you can be anything you want. Well, thank you. That's what I tell my kids, man. You can be anything you want to be. And we can. We can. I don't think it's any secret to you guys, but, like, we're a special group of people, man. We're a special group of people, and to me, I guess it's weird being in my seat because to me, you know, you never feel like yourself, like you're special. You know what I mean? Because you're a part of the, you know, you're in the world and just, there's always so many, and especially us, we're all these outcasts and we're black sheeps and we're all this, and it's like, so the world beats you down with this, you know, negative self-image all the time. It tries to keep you in these boxes and put these labels on you, you know, and when you finally step out of that and you see like maybe you are having an impact, maybe you are doing some things right and shit. It's a really good feeling, and I hope I, you know, can give that feeling to you because you guys are really, really special people, you know, and I think that you're rare, and I think that's why we've all been brought together, you know, because this is our time. This is our time to do amazing things. This is our time to be us. So let's Let's make a promise, an oath to ourselves that we're not going to allow people outside of ourselves to influence our decisions. We're going to make them all from the heart, from the inside. Let's make a promise to ourselves that we're never going to be ashamed of who we are, what we believe, what we stand for, who we love, what our purpose is, what our calling is, what our beliefs are. And we're never going to let anyone shame us for them ever again, or make us, apprehensive when it comes on voicing those fucking things. Even the threat of death shouldn't be enough to stop you from being you. Well, I'm proud of you too. I am. Well, that's amazing. He was a journalist. Yeah. That's amazing. All weirdos, yeah, that's right. You know what, and that's the thing. Over the years, people have given me shit because I have a good portion of my audience is gay and transgender and stuff like that, and that's not supposed to be, that's not the Christian way. They're all pious and judgmental for the most part, and not all are. There's a lot of great ones too. But everyone should be accepted, no matter what the color, the sexual orientation, the gender, anything. And we all gotta love each other and stop focusing on what makes us different, but focus on what we share, which is our soul, like our spirit. That's what we all have in common. That we come from, God. And that God loves each and every one of us. And He doesn't fucking make mistakes in the way that He makes us. So whoever you are, however you are, to me, it's never my place to judge that. And it's nobody else's either. So you're always welcome here. Always, no matter what you do, no matter where you've been, or what you're into, because it's not who we have sex with or who we fucking vote for that determines the substance of our character. It's our heart, right? That's what determines the substance of a person and the weight of a person and what a person's real worth is, right? People can look at me and say, that's a degenerate fucking ex-con drug addict. If they want to, hit me with labels and try to find a way to make me less. But no matter what I've done in life, no matter what mistakes I've made, no matter what bad choices I've made, to me, it's about learning the lessons from them and using them to develop and grow and overcome them. And it's how you respond to that shit. It's not the fact that you fall, or you fuck up or you fail. The only shame is laying there, right? The only shame is laying there and not picking yourself back up and trying again, And the greatest minds in the history of humanity failed far more times than they succeeded. Right? We only hear the success story of the one fucking time they succeeded. We don't hear all the failed attempts up into that success. And that's life. It's lesson after lesson after lesson. And there is no such thing as failure. Failure, the only failure is to not try. Right? And we know what real faith is. Real faith is action. It's action. It's doing something about it. Not sitting back and saying, I'm going to let God. No. If you truly trusted God, you'd go ahead and you'd put your energy into it. Because we put our time, our money, our love, our energy into the things that are important to us. So if something's important to you, put your energy into that and get the ball rolling. That's how you manifest something, by the way. Right? It has to start somewhere. You have to create somewhere. And we are creators. We have the ability to create anything we want. And I believe right now we're coming into the home stretch of this cycle here. And what we choose now is what we may end up with when it's all said and done. Right? The choices we're making now. So choose wisely. Choose carefully. Right? Don't procrastinate. Don't make excuses to not take action in life. Seek happiness. Seek love. At the end of the day, God is love, and love is the only real religion there is. You know, and if it violates the rule of love, then you are violating, God. You're violating that spirit. And judging another person, harming another person, infringing on someone's sovereignty and free will, those are things that are not love. We have to convince everyone else, not by talking shit, but through our actions, that our way is better. Because it is. And it's not a trend. It's not a fad. It's not a fucking popularity contest. It's a way of life. It's a mindset. It's a mentality. It's a way of life. It's who we are. We can't alter it. Because we're made this way. And why the fuck would we want to? Right? Like, why would we want to? It's the people that care about what everyone else thinks that stops them from ever doing anything. Be a leader. Because there's none of those left. Be a leader. Show people how to lead. Show people how to be great. People will follow. Because that's what they're looking for. Is someone strong. Someone they can trust and they can rely on. And that can give them, the boost they need in life. And I think we all could do that for each other. We can all do that for each other. It doesn't mean we put other people on a pedestal. But that's what we're here for, is for one another. At the end of the day, all this shit's cool and all, but it's really about us coming together and lifting each other up and learning the lessons of the past and creating a beautiful future. You're holding ground. I know you are, man. I know you are. This tyranny is ending. You just left a podcast, you can hear them talk behind your back. Yeah, you know what? That shit used to go on in my Discord. People was talking behind my back. But I feel like partially that was my fault. I created an environment that I guess made that acceptable. It's not. I've had to make a lot of changes. I've had to learn a lot. So, we all have. So don't beat yourself up. Good leaders first do, then inspire others to do. That's the truth, man. It's the truth. That's the truth. So thank you guys. I love you so much. Please hit the thumbs up. Comment as soon as the video is over, and share this link and donate and support if you can. I would greatly appreciate that. And like I said, 10:30 p.m. from now on, we're going back to normal time, and I won't be late no more. And I'm going to be doing some private videos and getting all that straightened out. But like I said, I needed a good break, and it was a great break. So it really, I feel refreshed. Even though I'm tired as fuck right now, I feel refreshed on the inside, in my spirit. And get you some merch and all that good stuff. Alright, guys. Remember, Jesus is the truth, way in life. God bless you all. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week. Peace.
very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Coming to you from the studio and the Nemesis Stars, Planet Earth. The transmission